So, it took me a little while. I wanted to heal a little bit more from having my surgery. So, this was going to be my video on forgiveness, especially in light of recent events in the last couple of days. I think it's even more important to make this video. I do have problems stumbling over my words and like, oh yeah, what was it I was going to say? But I'm gonna try my best at this. So, I myself am a Christian, and honestly, I still think you're a wonderful person, even if you're not. It is not in a proper Christian's nature to hate whatsoever. It's not. There's so many things in the world right now that are ruining that stigma, and um, I just heard a woman say after watching a video about her daughter being murdered that she wanted to say to the man who murdered her daughter, I forgive you. And she said, only because I cannot get to heaven with hate in my heart. And it's the truth. It's the truth for me. That I had to learn the hard way over the last 6 months. I had a friend before I even got shot who told me, I don't hate anyone. And I said, how can that be? How can you be 24 years old and not hate anybody in the world? How could you have never just met somebody who was just terrible? And my mom also taught me back when I was about 22 years old that hate was wasted energy. When I felt like so much anger in my heart towards my child's father, who I had discovered was cheating on me, that it was better to move on with my life and not feel the hatred in my heart and forgive him for hurting me. And the biggest things that I had to forgive were forgiving the man who shot me, who was my best friend for 2 years. I was in a relationship with him for maybe 8 months. And the man I dated before him, I hurt his feelings, I guess. And he made a lot of public posts about how I should kill myself and that it's too bad that the man who shot me didn't have a shotgun to actually kill me and finish the job. And when I called police, they said it was freedom of speech and that you may not like what you read, but you have to deal with it, you know? First Amendment, you can say whatever you want, even if it's pretty blatant, your intentions towards somebody. As long as you don't send them a direct inbox, you can say whatever you want. You can say you hope somebody dies and that they kill themselves, or that somebody else will finish the job and kill you. And that was hard because more than anything, I felt alone. The man I was dating at the time, who was also injured when I was shot, decided he didn't really want to be with me anymore. That was a lot to forgive and ignore. It was probably the hardest time of my life, June 2018, which isn't that far behind me, but I had somebody tell me last night, I don't know how you're standing up and walking around. I would be stuck in a basement locked away from the world. And you know what, a couple of years ago I was locked away from the world. I had agoraphobia. I had the worst anxiety you could ever imagine. But I continued to learn more and more over the years, and thank God for those learning skills and those survival skills. But the biggest thing of all of these things, going back to my original thing that I was supposed to be talking about, is that forgiveness has helped me feel way more better in my heart, more relaxed about anything in life. And I'm not saying that, you know, as a Christian, I'm not a sinner, and I'm not, I don't swear, and I don't like say things that are pretty hateful sometimes. And I'm like, all right, we need to reflect on this. And you know that your energy in your hatred is absolutely wasted. And what is this going to give to you? I mean, what are you going to gain out of being hateful towards somebody? Absolutely nothing. And it's actually only going to burden you and weaken you mentally, physically. Everything about it is going to be so debilitating. And could you imagine waking up every day of your life being pissed off about something that happened to you in your past, and like never being able to go a day without feeling genuinely at ease because you couldn't let something go? Now, also, I made a post online that said just because we forgive does not mean we forget and that it doesn't hurt. A lot of the people that we have to forgive in our lives are narcissistic, sociopathic, meaning they don't feel remorse. And so even when you say I forgive you, it doesn't mean that they're sorry and that they even care at all about what they did to you to cause you harm, whether it be physical, mental, or both combined, and whether it be over a long period of time or just one time. I always thought that I was an extremely unlovable person, and that every time I liked a man or a woman, whether it be friend or interest in love, you know, that person would always, it would seem I had to fight to like get them interested in me. And I realized that's like the worst thing you could do, is try to fight for somebody's attention and try to get them to like you. If they're showing signs that there's no interest whatsoever, you're probably better off being like, never mind. But I feel like, I mean, men too, but women especially, like when we think like something's going to be worth it in our hearts, we try and try and try, and we think we can change people, and we think that we can make it better by, just please love me, please need me as much as I need you.